Well, it's Wine Wednesday, and today we have a need for speed, and our special guest this Wine Wednesday has a long history in professional sports car racing and now a successful career in winemaking. So let's welcome Kevin Buckler, founder and CEO of the Racers Group and Adobe Road Wine. So hello, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, guys.
If the bottles say anything about your wine, then this wine has got to be delicious. So why don't you tell us about yourself and your companies that I just mentioned and Adobe Road Wine?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll keep it tight. We started a little racing company back in the early 90s. I was a card kid from Southern California, never dreaming what was going to happen. And it took off to the top. We are one of the top sports car teams in the United States. And we have a couple big, nice little trophies in front and back behind us. We won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2002, as well as the 24 Hours of Daytona 4 times. We're headed to Daytona this week for this huge event we put together. It's a big reunion for everybody, and some of the VIP guests that are coming. It's kind of one of those deals where if you ever wanted to do a 5-star event and not worry about parking and everything else, we've got it all handled. So the company's gone a long way, and it's almost 30-year career and 22 years at Daytona. Started that little winery amongst some friends here in Petaluma, California, and it's taken off as well. That new brand we have in front of you called the Racing Series kind of tied back our motorsport here into our passion for wine. We're really serious about the wine, and we're just building a huge facility here, entertainment complex in Petaluma. So it's game on.
Well, these wines, the bottles are incredible. I mean, I opened them up and I was like, oh my God, this is like a work of art. I almost don't want to open it. So how did your love for racing inspire you to create this wine brand?
We had the wine already going, and then about 7 years ago, I had some partners jump in with me to start the new project. And you can do really well in the wine business, but we took a lot of our competitive instincts from the motorsport side of things, and I really was driven in the wine side. Started realizing, wow, I think we can do this, and now we're all in. And it just took. We're very authentic. The team around here is what we talk about, and so we really pushed hard to bring that new brand to life, and it kind of blew up in our face in a good way. We had some really great success, and the wines are delicious. I've got a fantastic winemaker. Otherwise, if it was bottles are cool, but the wine wasn't so good, it'd be kitschy. So we're not that. We're everything about authenticity.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect word to describe it if the two don't coincide. So tell me about the Racing Series. What wines are in the Racing Series, and how did you come up with the flavor profiles?
Yeah, sure. And we're pretty serious about it. So it wasn't like, telling the donkey. Each of those wines have their own little blend. Like the Shift blend was a Zinfandel blend, but we were playing with some Tempranillo. And the 24 blend is called the GSM, the Grenache Syrah Mourvedre. I'm a big blend guy. I'm a wine drinker, wine connoisseur. And we've been really working on those blends. The red line is a kind of a kitchen sink Cabernet blend. The Apex is a big cab killer, and we have a new white now called 66, which is a Rhone varietal 3-way wine with a little chard in it. So each of them have an edict in terms of what's behind them, and then I designed the packaging. I can't draw a stick figure, but I try to design and get it going. And we have they come in these cool gift boxes, and the same thing kind of blew us away. We have this 4-pack gift box. Now we're doing a special James Bond 6-pack briefcase with all 6 wines in it. But otherwise, yeah, great for Christmas gifts, great for corporate gifting, and any other types of things.
I think this is so fun. So my dad and his brother, they used to drag race cars, but they're both creative people and they both are competitive people. So I think this is a great avenue for somebody like yourself who's really competitive, but also has this mind for thinking creatively and coming up with ways like, how can we go faster? How can we do better? How can we do more? How can we be more efficient? So okay, I'm going to open up the red blend, but tell me about your event in Daytona and how people can attend, and tell me all about that event.
Yeah, sure. It's on our website at theracersgroup.com. It's our big event. You'll see it up on the page. It's huge. We, over the course of the 22 years that we ran, it's crazy. We had 74 entries at the 24 Hours of Daytona and over 200 drivers. And so we're doing a reunion amongst not just the drivers, but guests and friends and some of our partners. And we rented a really the place in the middle of Daytona Speedway. And so parking passes and golf carts and everything's taken care of and food every night. And we have a big wine dinner on Friday. But again, it's on our website, either at adoberoadwines.com or theracersgroup.com, and it's going to be it's one of the biggest things we've ever done. It's a large event. So,
Well,
and the 24 Hours of Daytona is super cool. So,
yeah,
hey, where's the shift top?
It's right here. I got it right here. I opened the shift top because that was my favorite. That was my favorite bottle. And so this is a red blend, and so it's got Zinfandel, Tempranillo, Syrah, and Petite Syrah, and it's delicious. I'll have you know that I have a very educated wine expert come on, and she brings me some very, very expensive wines, and this is right up there with it. It's delicious. Thank you so much for being here, Kevin Buckler, a champion race car driver and soon to be champion winemaker. We'll have all the information about how you can taste some of these wines and his racing series on our website. Kevin, thank you so much. Cheers, my friend.
Come visit us in Petaluma. If anyone wants a 5-star event in Daytona, it's next week, not next week, end of this month. But thank you guys for having us on. Appreciate it.